All right, what's up, y'all? This is an instructional video for the free financial destination money roadmap. You're at this video because you have downloaded it and you saw the instructions to come watch this video. If you got in here just randomly and you have not downloaded it, it will be in the description below for this video, where you can go to my website, go to my resources tab, and then also it'll basically show you the first option, which is the money roadmap. So check that out, and we're about to get rocking and rolling. I'm not here to take too much time. Yeah, I'm not here to take up too much time. I'm here to provide a instructional video on how to use our free money roadmap that can get you set up for the month of May or whatever the next month is. But basically, right now, the money roadmap, and I'll go ahead and show you guys, add it to the stage here. So on this, when you initially download it, it has this page of instructions and it's steps 1 through 12. But all of these words are very, very discouraging and provide friction to those that want to get their budget set up. But when they use my resource, all these words can kind of deter you from wanting to even get it set up. It looks more difficult than it is. So actually, by the time some people download this page, these instructions may not exist anymore, and it will basically be a video link that takes you straight to this video. So if you're tuning in live right now and watching this, then you're about to see me do the step-by-step. So first thing first, here is the money roadmap template right here. This is exactly what you'll see when you download this thing. On the bottom tabs, you see instructions, you see you see instructions, you see instructions down here, you see sample expense category options. This is for somebody that doesn't have a budget yet but needs help coming up with categories for their budget. You got housing, transportation, auto maintenance, food, utilities, and so on. It's about, I would say it's probably about 70 to 80 sample budget categories in here for you to select from if you're just starting out. Well, here's the main occasion right here, the money roadmap template. Your first step to getting this template to a place where it can be utilized properly is you want to get this template set up, because when you get the template set up, all you're going to do is you're going to right click, you're going to press duplicate. And you can't do this yet because it's in view only mode. And actually, I need to get it out of view only by going to, I'm in the wrong Google account right now. So let me go to the right Google account. All right. And then we're going to share this tab instead. All right. All right. So first thing you want to do is, now that I'm on the right account, excuse me. First thing you want to do is, after we just had the discussion about the different tabs, instructions, sample expense category options, and money roadmap template, which is the main occasion, you want to go to File, Make a Copy. The only way you can edit this thing is if you go to File and Make a Copy. Otherwise, you're going to be in a situation I was in a few seconds ago. I was in my personal Gmail account and it was in view only. If you're not me, you will only be able to view it unless you click File, as I stated, and you make a copy. Okay? All right. So we're gonna make a copy. All right, so let's get going. First thing, it's month 2024. You don't need to do anything here. Okay. Make sure my voice. Gmail account. Okay, cool. It's 2024. We don't need to change anything here. All right. Next box, the month. We're gonna set this thing up for May, y'all. So it's gonna be May 2024. This next section, this is the summary section right here. Okay. The summary section, you do not need to click or type anything here. It's already formatted to calculate according to other data that we're going to discuss here in a second. So right now it's 0 because this budget has 0. It has no information inside of it. Okay. All right. So the next summary area, or the next important area, is this cash cushion analysis. The cash cushion is, how much did you start the month out with? You always want your bank account to have a certain amount of money inside of it to start out the month so that you're not reaching 0 and experiencing overdrafts or card declines at the store. So my starting balance for this example is going to be $500. And then the end balance is a calculated area. And matter of fact, let me change that to all dark green areas you do not need to write in. The dark green area here will change according to information that you put into the budget throughout the month. The top portion, you fill that out. How much did you start the month out with? Ideally, you want to have the same amount or larger each month. We're going to say 500 for now. Next area is the monthly money goals. And matter of fact, let me do this. I wanted to have these check boxes. These check boxes are a way for you to check off if you've accomplished something or not. So we got 5 check boxes. So monthly money goals are places where you can put your focus for the month. If your focus for the month is save $200 towards my emergency fund, you're going to type that here. If you're saying pay an extra debt snowball payment towards credit card number 1, you're going to do that here. So whatever your goals are for the month, you're going to do that in this area. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about the general areas of each expense category or each expense section. So this is considered a section right here. This section is called income. All right, so the breakdown we got is it's broken down by week so that you can put your bills in the weeks that they're due. So that when you're reviewing your budget at the beginning of the week, you can be on alert for, okay, this week, this bill is supposed to be coming out manually, or I need to go and pay this bill. No, this bill is supposed to be coming out automatically, or I need to go pay a certain bill manually. You want to make sure you're staying on top of that. Paying your bills on time is associated with your credit score. Whole different conversation, but pay your bills on time. And this is a way to help you remember what bills are due each week. This is also a way for you to put in when you receive your income. When you receive your income, if it's on week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, people get paid differently. I get paid every week. My wife gets paid twice a month. Some people get paid once a month. Put your money in the week that it comes in, because that way you'll be able to see when you can start taking care of your bills according to when you're paid. All right, so you got the week, you have the title of the section, income for this example. You have the weeks, week 1 through 5. Sometimes I get paid 5 times a month because we got an extra week and it lands on a payday. The next section that we got is the planned versus actual. The planned is going to be a tally of the information that you put here. So if I put $1,000 here for income number 1, and then I put $5,000 here for income number 2, it comes over to the planned area and it calculates according to the formulas that are in this spreadsheet or in this worksheet. You have the actual. The actual comes from the expense tracking side, which is an area we're going to cover later on in the video, but it's on the right side of this. You have an income tracker and you have an expense tracker. The information for the actual column, which every section has, it comes from the tracker side of this worksheet. Remaining, you do not need to type anything here. And actual, I'm going to turn this green too, because you don't type anything in there. Both of these need to be green because you type nothing there. So I'll format that later. You guys will see it at a different time, but I will continue with the video here. So planned versus actual. Planned minus actual gives you what's remaining. So you have title, weeks, planned, actual, remaining. And then also I want to talk about the categories. These categories are customizable according to your lifestyle and your life situation. So this isn't something that you have to keep based on what I sent or based on what you see originally when you download it. So right now we're going to say Roger R's salary. All right. And then if he's married, say we have Jessica R salary. And then you just do that. Make it yours. And then if you don't have income 3, 4, and 5, you can delete them. No problem. Or you can just put miscellaneous income or other income hyphen other, whatever you want to do. Make it yours. So the categories, you get those filled out. And we'll just kind of go ahead and do some stuff as we're going. So Roger gets paid $1,000 a week, and Jessica gets paid once a month. On the second week of every month, she gets paid $5,000. So this couple has an income of $9,000. And earlier we talked about the summary. You see that I put money in the income section. Now our summary area has that same $9,000 up here at the top. And what you're going to end up seeing is the planned expenses, the planned debt, and the planned savings are going to come from the areas associated with those titles from the budget below. So planned expenses is going to be a summary of your fixed and variable expense sections. Planned debt is going to come from the debt section, and planned savings is going to come from the savings and investment section. All right. So that takes me down to, I got my notes here. So I just want to make sure I capture everything for you guys. We talked about the title, the weeks, the plan, actual, remaining. And then of course you got the total down here. The total is for each week. And then each week summarizes at the plan for the total section. All right. The next thing I want to talk about is in the categories, whenever you get them titled according to your life's situation, you can add a filter here by going to data, and I remove my filter, type hover over category, go to data, create a filter. You can sort them A to Z if that's something that you want to do to help you know, like, okay, apartment is going to be at the top. So whenever you're filling out your budget, it kind of helps you with your flow. But everybody didn't have to do that. So that's just an option. You can add a filter, sort them by A to Z if you would like. All right. So I'm going to review the sections. We talked about the income section right here. You got savings and investments. Next. You have fixed expenses. Next. You have variable expenses. And then you have debt. Right here. Now, for the debt section and the fixed expense section, as well as I mentioned it up top, the monthly money goals, I have these check boxes next to it. Whenever your daycare bill is paid for the month, if you do it monthly, or let's use another one. Let's look at utilities. Whenever your utilities comes out for the month, click the box. That's just a reminder that, hey, that's been paid. I don't have to worry about it being late, or I don't have to go and manually pay it. Internet, check the box whenever internet bill come out, whatever. So that's there for you. And like I said, that applies for your fixed expenses, which are your bills. They usually don't change. They usually have to be paid. They're usually on auto pay of some sort. If you have a budget, they're on auto pay. Some people don't like auto pay. But for me, whenever it's on auto pay, it's in the fixed expenses. Variable expenses, most of that stuff is what goes up and down, like health bills or clothing or hair and nails or the fuel, groceries, eating out. Those are considered variable changing expenses. All right. Okay, so now that we got all of that reviewed, you get to the bottom here and we talk about the weekly budget summary. Okay, that's going to do is it's going to tell you how much you spent in 1 week or how much your bills are for 1 week. So you have the summary for week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and week 5. Okay, and then also your plan and your actual are total as well. So this just gives you a summary of your weekly expenses. So if you have week 1 and week 2 expenses that equal $4,000, but you only get paid $3,000 during that time span, then you know you're going to be in trouble. Because if you only got $3,000 of income until your next 2 weeks paycheck comes, but you have $3,000 of income over the next 2 weeks, but your bills are $4,000, you may need to rearrange some things to where it lands on that next paycheck. So that's what these summarized weekly budget summaries give you. And then lastly, at the bottom here is the planned monthly income versus your planned monthly expenses. And that gives you your margin. So whatever your income minus your expenses are, that number is here, right here in this section. And it reflects this planned income section up here at the top. It's the same number. All right. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to go and look at a filled out version of this. So you guys can see an example of what a filled out budget looks like. And then also I'll show you what the result of doing the expense side looks like as well. All right, so let's share here. We're gonna share this tab. Make sure I'm good here. All right, so here's a budget for Sarah and Courtney. They're married. This was for April. Their planned income, which came from down below, was $8,600. Their planned expenses for variable and fixed expenses was $65.99. Their planned debt was $1,250, and their planned savings was $444. What that did is your income minus your expenses, minus your planned debt, and minus your savings, you have $300 left over. All right. So all that was listed here. Everything is reporting to the right. So your plan, it totals down here at the bottom. Your actual spending, which we'll look at in a second, was $1,794 at a certain point in the month. So all this reports down, and I wanted to show you this because it gave you an example of what a filled out budget looks like. Now, right quick, I wanted this video to be less than 20 minutes, but you want to come over here to the right. And this is where you come in, you check your bank account on a weekly basis, and you start putting in your income, the date you got paid. Of course, your employer is going to be the same every time. You want to get it named. The names over here in the categories, they reflect the names over here that you put in your budget. All right. And then put the amount. You do the same with your expenses. So right now we got these expenses were samples, but you got 2 or 3 days worth of expenses that are reporting here. And for example, right here, this is for apartment rent, as you can see, and the amount was $1,269. Well, if you come over here to apartment rent, you see you got a planned amount of $1,269 right here. And then over here, the plan, it read over from that entry. And then the actual came from the expense tracker side that we just looked at of $1,269. So planned less actual, you have $0 remaining for that budget line item. And I can actually click the checkbox for that. Now, when you get to the bottom, once you start using the expense tracker, it starts giving you a pie chart. And let me zoom out a bit. It gives you a pie chart of what your spending looks like for the month. So up to the point where I entered my expenses, it was 2 or 3 days for an example. I had a gym membership. Expense breakdown was 9%. My fuel was 7%. My car payment was 18%. And my apartment rent was 65% of the expenses I had entered at the time. As you continue throughout the month, your expenses may start looking like this. And this is just an example. Like this pie chart right here. This is just an example of what the pie chart will look like for you once you get your expenses entered in like they need to be. So y'all, this was just a video I wanted to do in preparation for the month of May so that you can get your budget set up properly according to the free worksheet and the free resource that I have for you. If you have any questions, reach out. But this video is something I want to put out instead of the words, because most people are visual learners. Most people are learners that need to use application for them to understand things. So this breakdown was for how to use the worksheet. I hope you get your budget set up for the month of May so that you can get your expenses and your income put on paper so that you can accomplish your goals and reach your financial destination just in time as you liked. So y'all check back in with me on the next one, but y'all have a good rest of your day. Peace out.